Okay, we will call the meeting to order. It is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born and unborn.
Minutes and reports received and filed.
Yes, so we have reports from the treasurer. We have reports from the treasurer and the fees from the treasurer. And then we also have another report from the treasurer, we have 3. And we have a report from the auditor.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings and events.
We had a planning commission meeting tonight. Quarterly reports due tomorrow. Friday is holiday. It's my birthday, so don't bother me. Don't bother me this week, it's my birthday week. Some people have a month, I think you have to be 50 or something to get the month, right? I think that's
How
about
old will you be?
39, man.
So you gotta be approaching that big
39
5-0.
for the fifth time, or?
10th,
More than that.
for the 10th time. I'm slowly going up that hill, so.
You gotta
And
be-
you said the meeting today is a different phone number? Is-
Yes,
Okay,
I'll send it out again. I put it on the when I sent out the agenda after our meeting, I put it out again, I'll put it out another time.
okay, I can look up the email.
Yeah,
I guess I saw that you just were saying we have another meeting, here's the agenda, I didn't
Yeah.
notice. I guess I should start reading your emails? Sorry.
more than, like I tell my staff, more than just the top 2 sentences, there's more to it, you need to read
But
it.
don't change stuff in the middle of all this stuff. So, okay, I'll find it. I think that's about it.
So yesterday we had a RPC Zoom meeting, and we were talking about some EDA grant opportunities to start a revolving loan fund, which so that would, we're looking to do a $2 to $3 million revolving loan fund that would take on probably some more riskier loans that the banks couldn't probably financially do. But anyway, so we would be a portion of that. So it'd just be another avenue that banks would take the majority of the loan, and we would take a portion of it, and then there'd have to be some money put in by the borrower as well. But anyway, it looks like hopefully we'll get that started, and hopefully that might help small business. So just thought I'd bring you guys up to speed on that. So we're just in the application process. But other than that, I don't know that any of the meetings that I have are gonna happen. Yeah. Most everything I have has been canceled or changed, so anyway. Supposed to have a Heartland Port Authority meeting on Tuesday, but not sure that'll happen either, so anyway,
Yeah, they had something about that in the paper, was that Sunday?
yeah.
So that's kinda, still trying to work on it, on getting the land conveyed.
Yeah.
But that's kinda on hold right now too, cause there's not a whole lot going on over there.
I think the legislature's coming back in next week. So I don't know what,
We'll see if they get anything done.
yeah.
I
don't
doubt
know
that that'll
what
be
they're
high
gonna
on their priority list.
Yeah. Okay, well, today I have our policy group conference call at 1:30. Tomorrow I have a bicentennial conference call at 3. Thursday is EOC briefing, and then our policy group conference call. Sunday, my article's in the News Tribune on Spanish flu and health department, but got a neat article, hopefully they'll run a photo too. John Landwehr's grandmother died of the Spanish flu out in the house that Eric lives in now, so. A little bit of history. And that's all I've got, but I think for Friday then, we really need to do something special for birthday boy.
With only 9 of us.
Okay. Commission comments? Bids and contracts, signing of 2020-2021 Deputy Sheriff Salary Supplemental Fund Grant Application.
This is the DSSF grant that we signed every year. It's a supplemental fee that we give our deputies that, for I think it's $1,200 a year.
This is just application, correct?
Yes.
Move that we sign the Deputy Sheriff Salary Supplemental Fund Grant application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Signing of 2020-11 Interview Room Recording System Contract.
You approved the bid last week, and this is just the contract.
Move that we sign the contract with Turnkey Mobile for the interview room recording system.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval and signing of GFI digital contract for the assessor's office.
We got a contract?
He's supposed to bring it.
Move on.
I technically have his contract, but there was questions that you guys wanted answers to about, like, do we currently have the current lease
Yeah.
paid off? Is there a cost for purchasing versus leasing? And I assumed he would be here to answer those questions.
Well, Brian and Jessica both said leasing's a bad idea.
So, yes, I have the original contract, yes, Jill's looked at it, but, again, those questions were never
Well, they
answered.
changed the contract, cause I
Okay.
had some problems.
And I do not have that one then.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so then we want to just table it and ask the assessor to come
His
answer.
deal, his questions,
He should be here.
you've got the purchasing agent and IT saying purchase is better than leasing.
Neither one of them were involved in any of it, so.
This is one in the past that he's just leased and didn't even go through the commission.
Well, I'll just,
So when's the lease end?
I think it's yearly,
No, it was for more than a year,
was it?
the last
Yeah, the
one.
last one, it was executed, well, it was
And this one's for 5 years, 60
during an
months.
election year, so it should be expiring.
Original was signed in August of 2015, and then a new one was signed in July of 2018, extending that one. And then, not sure when it expires, but anyway, this new one is a 5-year one. So, lots of questions.
5-year lease, can we?
Well, subject to appropriation, but as far as my office is concerned, I've told you I'd like to get out of any leases that we can and go to purchasing copiers.
okay, well, I'll just table that and ask the assessor to come discuss it before we take any action.
How many more leases we got out there right now besides this one? I mean, there's still a bunch,
There's probably a handful, say 5 or 6.
because we have been eliminating a lot of those.
We have.
Okay,
But we're trying to do it as they come due. So those were staggered. So as they come due, we're trying to replace with a purchase copier or whatever.
Okay,
So we don't know when this one actually expires, or does it go month to month after it expires? And so we kinda need to have something in line, so when it does expire, he's got a copy machine. Otherwise, if it expires, they just come pick it up. Either they don't have a set price.
Say if they run out of copy machines, they'll come be over here pretty quick.
And it also has maintenance on
Incentive.
some of his printers included in this. The way I understand, we really don't have any maintenance on any printers.
okay. We'll just move ahead.
Yep.
Bid award for 2020 12-12 large format printer for Public Works.
This is definitely a different printer. It was bid out. I think Jessica sent you the bid tabs on that. There was 3 vendors that bid. We're recommending awarding the bid to,
I just had
Microtech.
questions that I sent last night about the maintenance cost includes 12,000 square foot on the paper. Is that gonna be plenty?
Good question. I would say yes. Marco works with us real closely. They know our usage on that machine. They're the ones that's been maintaining the one that we have, that we're starting to have a lot of issues with. So I would say yes, Jeff.
Okay, I mean, I was real happy with their pricing and everything else on the bid tab, but when it says 12,000, you know, once you go over that, sometimes the price goes up significantly, so just make sure we have enough in there to cover us.
Marco's been good to work with. We've not had any issues with them.
Yep, and they're here in Jefferson City, so if we do have a problem, we know right where to go. So,
and like you say, there is maintenance on this, but this is a whole different kind of printer. It's a printer copier or something.
but it also includes ink, the paper,
Yes.
and, yeah, it's not just repair, so
Yeah, it's not a, yeah. Not what these are.
that was the only questions I had, so. I don't know if y'all had any questions or not.
So as I look at that, and it's the annual cost or annually cost, is that just the cost for the maintenance there then?
Maintenance supplies.
The cost itself, the $9,769.
Right.
That's the cost of the machine.
Right?
And then the maintenance is the $1,680. Same going across the other vendors. So definitely the better price all the way around. And you're satisfied with the service they're getting from them now.
Okay.
And you're satisfied with the service.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm good with it. You got the contract, or?
No, I just asked you to award the bid.
Okay.
Okay.
I move that we award the large format printer to Marco Technologies.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unfinished business, Kristen.
So I know you guys talked about the Families First Coronavirus Response Act last week. The VOCA grant upstairs in the prosecutor's office would like us to sign a contract amendment that extends an extraordinary leave policy to the employees that are working under that contract. So it's pretty much accepting that for those 2 employees as well.
Can you explain that further? I haven't reviewed this, so so we're wanting to give, different criteria for 2 employees?
No, it would just be extending that same criteria, because they are county employees. It's just VOCA is wanting us to sign a policy change saying that we are extending that extraordinary leave to them if we decide to do so.
So the grant money can be used to pay them in that event.
It's basically just putting that language that you approved in that contract.
And so
Yes.
what, if they're county employees, they're already included, right?
They are. This is just their policy in their contract, including that leave as well.
their salaries are paid by grants,
Mhm.
so the grant money can still pay their salaries for that kind of leave.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen this on more grants that we have employees under.
so they're still performing the duties and serving their roles under the grant.
Correct. The grant just didn't have this policy in place prior to this situation.
Just trying to think through that. So what happens if they don't complete the requirements of the grant because they're out on extended leave?
They're technically giving them that out because they want you to change that language to include them.
Well, I think that one's pretty clear that you're supposed to try to help them work from home and accommodate as many ways as we can so that they are not on leave before you give them the leave.
Probably questions you need to ask the prosecutor's
Right.
office.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a contract with the grantor that, hey, we're gonna give you this money, but you need to provide this service and you need to complete this task. And so, if they're out for extended amounts of leave, or they can't perform the work from home, and they don't complete the task, you know, are they gonna come back and say, well, you didn't complete the task, so we're not gonna give you all the money?
Well, I would say in this circumstance, that some of their work has fallen off. They are a victim advocate, so they're working with the victims. Since those cases are currently not moving in the courts, their caseload has dropped off as well.
I would
Not
guess
that there aren't still victims, that they're not helping them through the court case at the moment.
I would guess that this is kind of what that covers, is that they are on extraordinary leave. Maybe they're not getting as much done, there's not as much to be done either, and that's part of it, that it does cover that. If that makes sense.
But at the same time, if, because more people are at home and domestic violence is going up, that there may be a bigger caseload when they come back. And so,
Right.
so are they willing to work more hours for the same pay when they come back because they haven't been able to keep up?
I don't know, you need to ask
Yeah, I don't know the
prosecutor's
answers to any of
office.
those.
I'm just trying to think through
Yeah.
all that, so,
I mean, really what this is saying is that, you know, if you guys are extending that leave to county employees, they want to acknowledge that same type of leave. And they also want you to make considerations if they can work remotely or anything like that.
Yeah, they're kind of equal,
Correct,
and,
correct.
but they're a county employee, and
Yes.
we've extended those circumstances to all county employees. And so I don't see how they're different.
Well, this is just putting that policy in writing. So currently, their grant contract doesn't accommodate for this type of leave. So they're wanting you to sign an addendum to include an extraordinary leave policy.
yeah, they already have it, we're
Get
just
reimbursed.
It's really
giving them
just that front
something in
page.
writing saying that they have it.
so, I mean, have you guys read this? Where a MAPA VOCA funded advocate, because of extraordinary circumstances, requires further paid leave due to the impact of state identified crisis or emergency, e.g. COVID-19, the county may grant such further paid leave as the county decides is warranted.
That sounds like it's putting it in our hands there to me.
Right, so I
Says
mean,
may.
it all depends on who they determine is the county. I mean, so, which I believe that would be us. So they would, this really doesn't say anything. It says that they'd have to come back to us and ask for, leave, so.
As opposed to asking who.
Well, I mean, in other instances, other people have thought that they were their employer or whatever and have made those decisions on their own.
I mean, this is just an extension of a Family Medical Leave Act. It's including 2 separate items, so anybody who goes on FMLA goes through us.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see that.
They have particular paperwork as we fill out. Debbie verifies all of that.
Because
Goes
somebody
on.
sitting at home going through paperwork and found this little
Right,
loophole.
goes on to say, any other approval for paid leave must be otherwise determined by the county. So, it really allows them to work from home.
But it's determined by us if we wanna let them, right?
That is not, following, permitted to do the following as long as the work is consistent with the responsibilities of the prosecuting attorney's office. And so it allows for flex schedule, working from home.
It's still gonna go through Debbie.
FMLA part,
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not,
Well, it's not, it can't, I mean, so none of that really goes through Debbie, it's gotta come back here. I mean, so even if you pass that, it's gotta come back here for approval. That's what that says. It's gotta be approved by the county, any leave.
And you guys have already approved that because it's part of the law, that for Families First Act. So you guys, I mean, there really wasn't no approving to do there because it's a federal law. The only thing that you approved was who to include and who not to include.
So without this in place, we can't use the grant money to pay them for that while they're working from home.
Right.
Because currently, the language of the grant doesn't include this particular situation.
Because it's a new federal law since we signed the grant.
And most of the grants have that language in there, you know, that if it's,
Well,
they
yeah,
would follow all the federal laws. but
exactly.
This one obviously did not.
It's part of the certified assurances.
So we passed that act here the other week on the Federal Family Medical Leave Act.
mhm.
Or no, it was
Family First Coronavirus.
Family First Coronavirus Act.
It was effective April 1.
All right, you guys good with this?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I think it just adds that language into the grant part.
Yeah.
All right, so I move that we sign the contract addendum, specifically the MAPA VOCA Extraordinary Leave Policy Addendum. Guess that's it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, do we have any other unfinished business? Okay, new business, accounts payable review,
We don't have accounts payable this week.
okay. Second and final reading of budget adjustment number 4.
This is, do need approval today and signing, this is for the 2.8 million that we received on the CDBG grant money.
That was the pass-through for ventilators, correct?
Yes.
That we may not see any of. So were you aware of that, Jeff? I mean, so we helped the state to acquire the ventilators, yeah, I think you did an article on that.
Yeah, you were here,
Yeah.
yeah.
I move that we approve and sign court order number 4.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Emergency purchase gear extractor.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
So this is based on previous conversations about approval to do PPE-related items. So your extractor, as you know, we're pretty confident with our PPE supplies. The one that we have concern with is the suits or protective gowns. And so our backup or last plan that we have is to use our turnout gear that we purchased last year. It has a liner on the inside that helps bloodborne pathogens, things like that. So it's not the most ideal situation, but in order to do that, we have to have a way to properly wash it with the manufacturer's instructions, et cetera. So this is kind of our last line of defense, but it takes about 3 or 4 weeks to get here. So we had to make that purchase to show that risk benefit, and so we will apply for reimbursement through the grant process because this is related to trying to properly protect our employees.
Yeah, I get called about it, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
We have a contract to sign or just the purchase?
No, I think it was an emergency purchase,
It was.
so you're just approving the emergency purchase of
Okay. I move that we approve the emergency purchase for the gear extractor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Don't go anywhere.
Discussion of mobile radios for E EMS.
So it's that time, the 3 ambulances are in production, and we will purchase these radios in order to get the wiring and harnesses and stuff up there so that we can get those installed and pre-wired. We did this the last few times as well, so this is just an extension of that process so that we can get those finalized.
Those are on state contract or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was in the budget already, so
Right.
that was the only question I had when we talked about it, so I'm good with it.
I move that we approve the purchase of the mobile radios for the new ambulance units.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What's the time frame on those?
I haven't talked to them in the last few weeks, and it's kind of in the thought process right now, so.
What you been doing?
I know, right? So, I can get you an update on that.
Okay. No, I'm just always curious.
I understand. Anything else as far as I know? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Signing of surplus title.
As you know, we had the 19 vehicles that were damaged because of the hail. We did get all the estimates done last week, and they're scheduled. Some of them are to get fixed. This one particular vehicle is a 2015. It was totaled because of the hail damage. So this is just a surplus title to send this back to travelers.
Whose vehicle was this?
Sheriff's.
Want them?
Sheriff's Office.
I believe that one had over $12,000 worth of damage to it, and it's a 2015 anyway, so. Not that that's old, mine's older than that, but.
I move that we sign the surplus title.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything
That
else?
was a sheriff's vehicle, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. One of the Dodge Chargers, I think.
We're gonna try to
Said
replace that one
Dodge,
with another.
Dodge Fodor. I think
It's a
that's pretty, that's,
2015, I didn't pay attention to
Yeah.
what that said.
So, all the equipment that comes out of that, I mean, insurance is taking care of the vehicle, right?
Yeah, we can
That's
strip
in-
it.
So is everything gonna fit the new vehicle, and does it cover replacing,
We can find
reinstalling
another,
that stuff?
we can find another 2015 maybe. Sometimes he does do that.
Well,
Through,
yeah.
through
I'm just
highway
curious,
patrol
so-
and stuff, so,
Two of them in there
It
now.
still ends up costing us something to get that
oh, yeah,
stuff
yeah,
taken out,
moved over.
put it back in, so. At least we didn't have the tornadoes like they did down south.
No,
We're still working on the roof over at the health department and the sun skylights. I think they're meeting with Greg this week to, maybe this morning, to look at the roof over there. So I hear it was pretty damaged, pretty good too. So
Okay.
that will be another big one.
Did they get up on top of the law enforcement building and look at that roof again?
With the scanner.
We went over there once and they were coming back to do the skimming.
Right.
And it was supposed to happen Friday,
Mhm.
but it's gonna happen.
Tuesday?
Today.
Okay, that's the one that, where they were gonna go up there and do that with.
So both roofs are gonna be looked at this week.
Okay. Thank you.
So if we gotta replace them, we might as well bid them together, huh?
I don't know what kind of roof.
Well, they're
I know
both,
it's a
they're
rubber
both
roof. I
a
don't know
rubber
what-
roof. That's a rubber roof
It
at
is
health
too.
too, yeah, so.
How things going over here with the landscaping?
We're
Look
supposed to
at
have
that.
a meeting tomorrow to, talk about some things, so, anyway.
are they gonna
Still
be done
running.
by, was it June, what's the deadline, June 5th?
I think so. So obviously GBH had shut some projects down just due to the Corona stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know how
Anyways.
much that was affecting them guys too.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too much, but should know more tomorrow, so. Anyway,
And they're essential, but they still have kids that are home, they gotta take care of that aren't in
Right,
school, so
yeah.
it's affecting everybody.
right. Anyway. Anything else?
I'm gonna bring up the Chamber of Commerce dues again, cause, it's $247.50 since we no longer give them the money. I will go ahead and pay it, it's for me, I guess, and, so I will become a, dues paying member of, the chamber for the Cole County. Probably then I won't renew my membership with the business, but I just, it was sent here to the county, so I just wanted to clear that I will pay it, but.
Well, you can't pay it for the county.
Well,
You'd be paying it for Samuel Bushman. What's your
well,
middle initial? R?
M,
M, Samuel M. Bushman.
yeah. Well, this was sent to Mr. Sam Bushman, County of Cole. So,
I mean, you can join as an individual,
He already is.
so
I already am, but this was.
if we're gonna join as the
This was
county.
for the county, I think, so that's why I just want, I need a clarification.
Well, I think we need to talk about if we wanna join as a county to be a member. And I don't think that necessarily hurts anything, but I don't think you can join and pay it and then be Cole County. It's, can be Samuel Bushman and presiding commissioner, individual, and Samuel's Tuxedos, you could be a business, not.
Yeah. Well, if the county pays this, then I will, Samuel's Tuxedos, I will also be a member, one way or another. I just didn't know,
So prior to, we had a Cole County, and there were multiple members under the
Yeah.
county.
Right.
They've now sent bills to all of those members,
Each individual
each
elected
individual.
official.
I didn't get one.
I think.
I don't remember if I got one or not. I know we participated in the gala, the barbecue. I sponsored the barbecue, so still participate in stuff. So we don't have, they want each individual elected official to pay to be a member. And I think if you want to do that, you can as an individual, but I think what you were talking about was Cole County.
Well, this came to Cole County, but
But
it's
that's not
addressed
Cole
to
County.
me, like yours came to you at Cole County, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
Because I think our previous membership fell under.
yeah,
county.
we had, so many members when we were paying them
So when, I'm just gonna use banks as an example, when the bank joins, they've got several members that get to go to these meetings or as affiliates or whatever.
Those Or something, yeah.
So that's kind of where I would see this would fall, and I think, Board of Realtors, we even did something like that the Jefferson City Area Board of Realtors were able to join, and then each individual real estate agent could join for a lesser charge, they didn't have to pay the full fee as a member of the Board of Realtors. And so, I think as a commission, we should be a member, Cole County Commission should be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And then figure out if each individual elected official wants to be named separately, that, you know, you could join. Maybe do it under that same premise.
I can talk to them and see,
So you're saying the whole county should be a member?
Cole County should be a member. I mean, I think that we would wanna be in there, I think they would want us to be in there. So,
I think we need to give them some clarification then. I will reach out to them.
so I mean, that includes their Friday morning coffees, their Thursday, what is that, the Thursday?
Chamber connection.
Kent Connections, yeah, and, you know, the different things that we'd be able to be invited to and participate in and represent the county as a whole,
Communities that they,
yeah.
I don't
they
think you
kinda
have to
run
be a
community.
member to do campus.
right, but I mean, they kind of spearhead that, and obviously they're, doing some management for the Port Authority, and I mean, so they're still doing some of those functions for different entities.
I will reach out to them and see what we can do, and I will report back next week.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for personnel issues sub 13.
Second.
Roll call.
Sam?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Did you get another,
I don't think you're as tall as you thought you were when you set that up.
Jeff? Hey, Jeff. This is,
Whatever. I know, cause I was like, well, I took care of my bill already, sorry about that.
just,